Hello guys, my beautiful and handsome viewers. Welcome to my page, Timo Starboy, Reality Talk TV. Yeah, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and for those people who are already sleeping, good night. Yeah, this is another saga. This is another update. EFCC, Nigeria EFCC. Now in term now, to suspend. They suspend him for all this corruption. Corruption no dey finish for the Nigeria premises. Corruption no dey finish for the land. When there is a bad government, a bad system, it will never yield any good result. Anywhere, any country that is a bad government and a bad system never yield any good result. I've been saying this all along. In my page, everywhere, I've been saying it. Say, we need to do things right. It is time to do things right. When we apply a justice in our system, if we let the justice to prevail, if they let the justice, the rule and regulation to stand in our system, that is where we will get it right. You see, people that they elected to be fighting corruption, they are the corrupt. They are the corrupted personality. They are the corruption people. You see, before it was a CBN, that is a Central Bank of Nigeria governor. Now it is Bawa, chairman of EFCC. They are the one tackling the crime, the corruption. Now it is time for him to take him away. So you see, this country, before, we have a long way to go. We have a long way to go. A journey of 1,000 miles, it will just take a step to walking through. Believe me. This is a cheap and very free words I'm telling you. Because these people, they are not ready. Our elite, our politicians, our elders, they are not ready at all. They are not ready for us. It is just about me syndrome on them. Me. It's about my pocket, about my family, about my caring. They don't care about anybody. They don't give a love for anybody except themselves and their family alone. So this is not balance. This is not balance. It cannot be justified. So we need a justice to be done in order to, implement our constitution. Because that constitution, it gives powers to the leaders. That constitution, it gives power to the presidency, the governor, anybody in the seat. Anybody above. They want to be above the law. So that is what the constitution meant for them. And they are the one who wrote that constitution. So we need to tear apart that constitution paper, because it's just our enemy. It cannot do us any good things in that land if we continue on that step. If you continue on that race of that constitution, we need to tear it apart and rewrite another one. We need to come to the drawing board. We sit ourselves around the table and we conclude in one channel. That is the truth. The truth and nothing but the truth. Because these people, if they don't change that constitution, like I said, we will see many corruption along the way. Many corrupted people, they will still coming up, and it will never stop. And that country will be in turmoil. The country will be in turmoil. We never get it right. The country is not going anywhere until we get it right, because it's in panic. The country is in panic, it's in confusion. We don't get it right. Since we collect our independence 1960, October 1st 1960, we collected our independence. There's nothing to show off, nothing to show say we are graduated from one level to another. We are just roaming about the class, one class. We never pass, we never fail, everything just stay intact. We are not moving anywhere. So until we get it right, that is what we are saying. That is what we are talking about. Let's implement our constitution. Let's amend it. Let's tear that paper apart and start from the fresh. Start all over if you want to get it right. And more thing, we should just make it like a regional state, regional area. Regional area is, we divided it by regional. Yoruba will be controlling their own resources and their own people, their own both human resources, both natural resources. We'll be controlling it ourselves. Hausa will do the same. Igbo, they will do the same. This is not an enemy matter. This is not a segregation matter. This is not like you are bigoting, ethnic bigoting. No, it makes sense if you do that, if you do it that way. Because some people that they understand each other, they can be grouped and do the needful for each other. If you even find some corrupt among them, they will try to single-handed it out by themselves, because they understand each other and they can manage. When they tell each other some words, you will pain them and they will fast back. So if you are just mingle people that they don't understand each other in terms of language, in terms of cultural things, in terms of behaving, attitude, they can never understand each other. They can never go in a mutual respect. One will be cheating other because you don't understand what he's saying. You don't understand his language. If you tell me, hey, I don't know whether it's B is mean, If you tell me B, maybe it's mean H. So if I meet my people that understand me, so we in that terms, we rub man together. We culture ourselves if we want to do anything corruptive way, in a corruptive manner. We caution ourselves, we say, no, don't do it, bro, So we come down to the drawing table, So we amend things. But if I'm dealing with people that I don't hear their language, I don't know how their behavior is, how they brought them up in their family, it will be in a strange. I'm a stranger in a strange world, I'm a totally aliens in a stranger world, because I will not know what they are doing. I will not know their this thing, behaving, how they brought them up, in another world, If somebody that they are born in the same papa, the same mama, in the same father, the same family, they will, if they do something bad, they call themselves back. They will just, okay, come back, let's talk in a family matter, So they will settle it amicably. Not that another family that I don't know nothing about, maybe their footstep, they are brought up is we don't know nothing about it. So it can never be matched together. We can never have a mutual respect. We can never have human feeling, because we will be thinking that I will cheat you, and I swear, and I myself as well will be thinking that you want to cheat me. So there will be doubting among us. We will be doubting each other, because the mind will never be the same. We never rub mind together. We never think the same way. We never think positively, you know. There must be some error. There must be some error there. So that is it. That is what we are talking about here. Not that we just discriminating each other and, you know, say that you are from Yoruba and this one is from Igbo. This no. We need to just think it. We need to bring our brain together. You know, let our mindset to be very okay, you know, in a corrective manner. Because nobody is wise enough. Nobody is a perfect man. We just make a dialogue. From dialogue, we achieve our purpose, you know. We achieve our point, you know, and to move on. So that is it. Anyway, don't let me talk too much. Let me just play you this video of EFCC, that EFCC Saga. Because the man, they just suspended him. And the case will begin as this matter is going. You know how Nigeria thing is, you know. There is a case pending. It's pending in the DSS custody. That is governor of CBN. Governor of the CBN, Godwin Emefiele. It's still going on. Why this one still pop up, you know? This another one pop up. So there is a double ration here now. Double this thing. Double accusation, allegation, you know? I know Nigeria, we never do things right because of the ethnic problem we're having. You know, we have too much ethnic problem. You know, if we can remove all those our thinking, our negativity thinking, I think we can do better. But as far as I know, you know, some people, they are gullibles. They are gullible in the system to the extent that they want only themselves and their family. They don't want others. They don't love others. And a country whereby there is no love, there is no unity. If there is no law in one country and there is no love, you know, there won't be unity. You can never get things right. You can never get things right. So this is our own observation. We need to come clean all the time. We need to come clean, you know. We don't need to be doing all these dubious things. It's not good for our humanity. I'm sorry, I'm just, I want to fetch that video. Just give me a minute. Okay, let me just let me look the okay. Let me on my this thing Bluetooth. You see my small Bluetooth, very cute. Very cute. I just got it for this program. You know, you can see how I'm very optimistic on this my program, you know, feeling very hardship, you know, hardship on it. So when it comes to my country, my land, I don't joke with it. There's nothing to joke with it. So we need to be serious all the time. That is what we are saying. If you want ourselves to be loved, if you want ourselves to be loved, you know, to be passionate, you know, like before white men came into our land, we need to have rule and regulation. We need to have rules and regulation in that land. That is only way we can move on. If there is no justice, there will never be love. There will never be love. I repeat, if there is no justice, we will be doing like Banana Republic, animal kingdoms, animals that they just cover themselves with the human flesh. It is only animal that is very greedy in their kingdom, whereby they will be killing each other. There's no justice, no rule of law, nothing. It's only animal can behave like that. No human feeling, no human body, no human spirit can be feeling to be like a barbaric, to be barbaric, to be killing each other, to be like vampire sucking blood. No human being, only animals does that. So I get the video. Let me play you now. So okay, I hope my Bluetooth is on. Okay, I will play you now so we can listen. This is from, I think, channel news. Okay. So let's hear it.
Former Finance Minister Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala once said, whenever you're fighting corruption,
please love it. Give me love.
She added her voice.
Show me some love.
Is that what is happening now?
If you enjoy my program, show me some love.
Efcc chairman.
I need love.
Let's take that and a number of other issues up with
I mean it too.
Ify Richards, Executive Director, Corruption Observatory. He joins us here in Lagos. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Show me love. I show you love.
Is that what?
Let's rub love together. In
Maybe
harmony.
I should first say that
in harmony.
Nigeria currently
peace.
is in the corruption trap.
Thank you. I love your. Thank you.
Nation is said to be in the corruption trap.
Liking my program and share it.
It is denied.
God will bless you. God will bless you.
Foreign direct investments.
I pray.
From 2016 up until 2020, according to that report, all this reform, all these provisions to regulate this were jettisoned by the Buhari administration. Not me saying so, that's what the General report. In fact, about 8 breaches that the legislature ought to have reason, what's the name of the past Senate president now and the speaker, ought to have reason to the occasion to say, look, no, this cannot happen. But that never happened. Nobody said anything. And I'm not even sure that Nigerians are aware of this report, because in some climes, that's enough to set a nation ablaze. So, but that impunity, that culture of impunity, is what crushes this provision that should regulate.
Whether or not that is effective, I guess time will tell. And let's go to Abuja. My colleagues have a question for you.
Sorry, guys. We get another. Okay.
Mr. Richards, good morning. So, when my colleagues also referenced that accusation or allegation by the former Zamfara state governor saying the Efcc boss, the now suspended one, demanded some $2 million bribe from him. Many were concerned, even though the Efcc responded at the time saying, well, if they had anything, they should prove it. Then you also look back and you see how the former Attorney General Malami and the former AFCC boss Mago at that time went back and forth about proceeds of crime management, his intervention, how there were reports of him influencing decisions or proceeds of some vessels. So all of those things raised a lot of concern. And then there was this U.S. report at the time, which also did say corruption under the former government was pervasive, it was endemic, and you thought, in spite of all that has been done, so these challenges exist despite all the efforts or whatever people might have read or whatever the previous government or government at the time said they've done. Now, still following up on that question about what should we do? How should we approach this to ensure that, one, if you have an Attorney General or Minister of Justice, if they separate the offices, whoever is there does not interfere, or that agency runs, and then everyone can see that indeed we do have a framework, an institution, either for the EFCC, the ICPC, they can do their jobs no matter whose ox is God.
This revolves around the removal from office of the chairman either of the ICPC or of the EFCC. The instruments that makes it possible, the processes to be followed for that person to be removed from office. And that will require constitutional review, some reform of the founding documentation of the commission, whether it is the ICPC or the EFCC. And that should bring together the three major parties in the government: the judiciary, the legislature, and the executive. Once that is done, and it is very clear that nobody can bring to bear retribution or trying to, exactly that's what it is, in removing the occupant of that desk, then we will be sure that we're going, on a better trajectory than we are right now. As it is right now, any president that comes that doesn't like the previous headship of the leader of the EFCC will find one excuse or the other to say, look, my friend, you can go.
Thanks for joining.
So it will require some kind of deliberate reform in the founding documentation of the commission, ICPC or EFCC, so that it becomes almost impossible for one single party to wake up and say, look, we no longer like your face, take a bow and leave.
You've kept tabs on what we've done over years in terms of the measures and the policies that different governments have put in place to ensure that, yes, we're on track with respect to fighting or tackling corruption and its tendencies in different parts of government. So from what you've seen over the years, how would you rate it? Are we making progress? Are we taking the right steps, or what?
No, we are not making progress. Not too long ago, I saw some of the interviews that came from Mr. Bawa, where he was proud to say a lot of convictions have been made within the polity, and been one of the best years. I think it was 2021. They did a lot of convictions and all of that. And I made a comment, in this studio that, look, the fact that you are convicting a lot of people does not mean that corruption is on the decline. Because you can convict 20 and, progressively you have much more corruption in the contest than you had before that. So, but there are ways that it is done around the world. There are world best practices that we should follow. And regrettably, really, Mr. Bawa was trying to copy this from the committee of which I was one. We went to visit him concerning international standards. Putting standards into systems and making those systems almost impregnable to corruption. That is the way corruption is fought around the world. So that while you are working as an employee, you are fighting corruption. And these standards are commonplace. One of it is the quality management system, ISO 9001. Another one is the anti-bribery management system, ISO 37001. Compliance, ISO 37301. If any organization put in place only these three standards, even if the leadership wants to steal, it becomes almost impossible for them to steal. However, even if you use impunity to steal, it's glaring for everyone to see that you actually stole. So we are not making progress because the right things are not being done currently. Is what we're doing right now is like putting manual efforts where we can actually automate the system.
the systems. Well, I think another area where, we hope that whoever takes over the helm of affairs will also look into is this proliferation of advance fee fraud. I mean, we see a lot of young people now in different states. It's now a major problem in quite a number of states, from Edo, Delta, Nasarawa. You just name wherever it is you have young people concentrated. You might find a proliferation of that. But let me take you up on the investigation that is now being done by the DSS. Considering the rivalry between the DSS, which we witnessed, let me land on that, between the DSS and the Efcc, which we also witnessed at the start of the Tinubu administration. Investigating Mr. Bawa, do you think it is the DSS that should head that?
The DSS does have a role to play, but it would have been better to have an independent commission, an independent panel with experts drawn from various sectors of the country to investigate Bawa, and not solely left in the hands of the DSS, seemingly because of the major reason that you just mentioned, the rivalry between the DSS and the EFCC. So it should not be left, and it would be very easy for the executive to manipulate the DSS than to manipulate an elaborate commission of inquiry into, and these are the things I'm referring to when I say that, look, the family documentation of the EFCC should be reviewed. Once it's reviewed and the process of removing the leader becomes almost impossible, it will no longer be attractive for every president to say, look, I don't like you anymore, go. Because you have to explain to Nigerians why you are removing him. Even as it were now, we do not yet know the seemingly heavy allegations, that in any way they are allegations.
Okay, well,
so the loophole is there. It's too.
Our time is up, Mr. Richards, but just this one thing. Now, EFCC is just one of the anti-corruption agencies in the country. Do you see a situation where, you said the other time that we're not making progress the way we should be making progress. Do you see a need for some kind of a nexus of these anti-corruption agencies so that whatever affects one will affect others, and then they can fight this corruption thing seamlessly and as a team, not just as agencies in silos?
Anti-corruption agencies are set up with major areas of focus. And that is why you see that the area of focus of the EFCC is not entirely that of focus of the ICPC. Ditto for procurement regulators like the BPP and all of that. But what can actually make room for that kind of unison amongst them would actually also come from the legislature. So the question now would be, if they are not interested in doing that, who will do it?
Well, again, let's hang that question. We really have to go now, Bukola, because our time is up.
Before the 9th Senate, seeking to subject the removal of the chairman of the commission to its own confirmation. So perhaps that is progress, and perhaps that will be represented before the 10th Assembly.
Well, it's a question that we have to take to another time. Evie Richards is Executive Director, Corruption Observatory. Thank you so much for your time this morning.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So we're back right after now. Okay, so many things have happened within 2 weeks. How far so far? Good up.
Okay, guys. Yeah, this is how we have it for you to this evening. So please let me know what you think about this Bawa, chairman of EFCC, that they suspended. So please put your comment below. So thank you, I will appreciate that. So I will stop the program now. So till tomorrow we meet again. In Jesus' name I pray. Thank you very much for watching. So you're always my guest. Thank you. I love you all. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye. Mwah. Love you.